Are you dating someone with an anxious avoidant attachment style? Well, maybe you're not. Maybe it's not what you think. Watch this video and they're going to become putty in your hands. Hi, everyone. Robert Zink, your miracle mentor and alchemy success coach. And today we are soaring high. Like a big, beautiful eagle, we're always flying in the direction of your dreams and your goals. So, high flyers, I want to remind you to claim your free 30 minutes of miracle mentoring and alchemy success coaching. Are you dating somebody that's an anxious avoidant attachment style and you can't quite get a relationship going? At least not the kind of relationship you'd like. We can help you. Visit us at lawofattractionsolutions.com. It's absolutely free. And listen, we help with a lot of other areas too. But think about it. This is your life. Why not have the tools to get and do exactly what you desire? lawofattractionsolutions.com. Change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live. Neville Goddard. Think about that statement before we go forward. Change the conception of yourself, and you automatically change the entire world, including that so-called anxious avoidant attachment style person. You know, the psychological world, it loves labels. You're anxious. You're anxious avoidant. You have an anxious avoidant attachment style. And we believe it as if it's gospel, as if it's the absolute truth. And while those terms can help us understand patterns, they may not really help you understand the underlying energy between you and the person you're dating, your specific person. The danger is, of course, we become the label, or when we give the label to someone else, we reinforce that. We reinforce that belief. And so that becomes our new belief system, and we operate from that belief that they're an anxious, avoidant attachment style. That's the only reason we don't have a relationship right now, Robert. He's an anxious avoidant. Law of attraction says we identify with it, we expect it, and we attract it because that becomes our new belief. And if you're lucky enough to have a psychologist or a therapist that you visit once a week, and that therapist is telling you over and over and over again, you're dating an anxious avoidant attachment style person, you have no choice but to believe it. You think it's the absolute truth. You think it's reality. And therefore, in your world, it is. But remember the quote I gave you a few moments ago. Let me put it back up on the screen one more time. Change the conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live. Neville Goddard. When you change the conception of yourself, when you change what your beliefs are about someone else, the world begins to change. As Wayne Dyer said, you don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. You're not broken. You've come to believe that you are. You've come to believe that the person that you're dating is broken because you've told that story so many times to yourself. Let me tell you a little story. I had a client who claimed her fiancé, they were going to get married, but they'd been engaged for like 3 or 4 years, was an anxious avoidant, and he would never get married. And so they had a big fight one night. And they broke up. 2 months later, he was married to another woman. He wasn't an anxious avoidant with a new woman. He was an anxious avoidant with the person who believed he was an anxious avoidant. Remember, as Neville says, everyone is you pushed out. This is where things get really powerful, when you start to understand that you are literally at the center of your reality, pushing out your beliefs about people, about situations, about conditions, including someone being an anxious avoidant. And you believe it. And so you act on it, and you accept it, or you reject it, or whatever the case may be. What this really means, that everyone is you pushed out, is that it means that people in your life, especially if you're dating someone, they are reflecting your dominant assumption. Now, you may have many assumptions about that person, but you have a dominant assumption, and that's what they reflect. Your avoidant partner is reflecting back to you something that you unconsciously believe about relationships, or at least about this relationship. Bob Proctor put it this way: the subconscious mind is like a garden. It doesn't care what you plant. It will return what you sow. So if you've come to always expect to be ignored, to be ghosted, to be abandoned, to be emotionalized at a distance, to be rejected, then that's what you will attract. Everyone is you pushed out. But once you plant a new assumption, once you say, I'm going to take on a new assumption, once you reach into your soul, your heart, and you say, I'm making an assumption of love, that I am loved, that I am safe, that I am secure, that I'm special, that I'm unique, that I'm irresistible, that I'm magnetic. Once you assume that, you can't just say the words. I don't care if you say it 10,000 times. I don't care if you hire a robot to say it for you. You've got to feel it in here. Once you do that, everything begins to change, and that avoidant will become like putty in your hands. You see, the people in your life, as you begin to believe these new beliefs about yourself, will begin to change. They'll begin to react differently. Or new people will come into your life that are willing to give you what you deserve and desire. So let's talk about how to shift the story. Because I'd like you to be able to shift the story and attract the kind of connective relationship that you desire and you deserve. So step one is awareness. What story? What are you saying in your head all the time? What are you repeating to yourself? I always get left out. I always get left behind. They never choose me. They never give me enough. They never commit to me. Is that the story that you're telling yourself over and over and over again? Okay, so here's what you do. You install a new assumption. Look at, you are co-creator of your reality. You're in charge of your mind. So you can install a new assumption. Install new beliefs such as, I am always chosen. Oh, it feels good. I am always chosen. Love feels safe. Oh, I'm going to hug myself even more. Love feels safe and natural to me. I attract consistent and loving relationships in my life. Consistent and loving connections and relationships. William Walker Atkinson said the following. Now listen to this. The world is your kaleidoscope, and the varying combination of colors with which at every succeeding moment it presents to you are the exquisitely adjust pictures of your ever-moving thoughts. Your inner world is not a reaction to reality. It is the creator of your reality. And in your mind, you've created an avoidant, then that's what you've created. You don't have to. You can change that. Finally, high flyers, don't react to the old story. The anxious or the avoidant response, that's just an echo of the past, of old beliefs. That has nothing to do with your reality going forward. Respond from the new version of yourself, the version of you that is filled with confidence and love and magnetism and worthiness. Always respond from that position, mentally, and by the way, in the 3D, physically. High flyers, true healing doesn't happen because someone else changes. True healing happens because you change. You change your expectations, high flyers. You stop expecting love to be hard. You stop expecting to be ghosted. You stop expecting to be ignored. And you start putting energy into yourself that you're worthy, that you are special, that there is no such thing as an avoidant. Not in your life, not in your circle, not in your reality. It doesn't exist. It might exist in someone else's. It might exist in the psychology books, but it doesn't exist in your world. Be like a postage stamp. Stick to it until you get there. Bob Proctor. You see, healing is a practice. And Bob Proctor is saying, stick with it every day. Empower yourself. Raise yourself to your highest version. You know, it's not about being perfect. It's about being a little bit better. Shoot for 1 inch, 1 millimeter better every single day and hang on to it. And don't accept the old story. Don't accept the old echoes. Those are dreams that took place long ago. You are now the one. You are the one receiving the love you desire and deserve. Nothing less. Period. Remember, everyone is a reflection of your beliefs, whether they're your old beliefs or your new beliefs. Everyone is you pushed out. Now, high flyers, I've created something special for you that's going to help you work on yourself on the inside to attract the love that you deserve and the love that you desire. It's called I Am a Love Magnet. And it's a short audio. It's only about 15 minutes. You listen to it once a day, and it doesn't take very many days, and all of a sudden, you start to notice a difference in the way you feel. And then next, you start to notice people treat you differently as well. IamALoveMagnet.com. It's free. There's no obligation. Get it, start listening to it, and then send me a letter and let me know what you think. Okay, we're out of time. This next video is a must watch.